Good evening. I'd like to call the April 14th, 2009 Transportation Committee meeting to order. Councilman Todd Lambert is absent. Councilman Kluas is going to lead us in the invocation, followed by the pledge.
Everybody please stand. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, grant us wisdom. Grant us peace in the decisions that we make on a daily basis. Lord, we pray for all the people that are fighting for us overseas. We pray for the elderly of our parish, that they're taken care of. We ask this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Anyone wishing to speak on any item on the agenda, please sign in with Ms. Liz, Secretary. Moving to number 4, Road Department Monthly Update, February and March. Ms. Jackie.
To recap February, in absence of our March meeting, we dug 20,785 feet of ditches and vacuumed 4,115 feet of culverts. In March, we started our annual grass cutting rotations. So we cut 82 miles of Parish Road, 56 miles State Road, sprayed 2 miles of Parish Road and 31 miles of State Road, in addition to 23,435 feet of ditches being dug and 3,573 feet of culverts being vacuumed. And that concludes our report.
Any questions for Ms. Jackie? Mr. Kluai?
Yeah, Jackie and Ron, how we on our deal we have with the state on the grass cutting, is there any new revelations on that?
Contract runs out June 30th.
Okay.
We'll negotiate a new contract.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead, Mr. Joseph.
Mr. Ryan, you know I'm asking this question, but how much money we foresee? We may get extra money on it, or you thinking the contract going to be a little less?
Last
From
time
conversation.
we got a 10%, which wasn't enough to cover. We're going to ask for more.
Okay.
Okay, number 5, road project status update.
For an update on our maintenance projects, the Cannon Road striping and rumble strips and signage has been complete. Actually, for what we could do with signage, I think that came out really well with the flashing beacons. The stop warning rumble strips were installed on Joseph Ario as you approach 42 and on Merritt Evans and Duval as you approach 932. For our major road projects, the Roddy Road Bridge replacement right-of-way acquisition is approximately 70% complete. We are actually opening bids for that tomorrow on Roddy Road bridges. We expect to start that construction in June as planned, hoping to have that all done while school is out. That's the plan. West Worthy Road widening, we have 85% completion acquisition. Those last 6 parcels we're acquiring at this time, and we do need to demolish a residence, and we're working on that right now, a residence that we bought out. For the Roddy Road widening from 621 to 931, acquisitions for right-of-way is 38% complete. The right-of-way maps are 100% complete. We've also added right-of-way negotiations with the trailer park owner at the corner of Weber City and Roddy to this project to work in conjunction with him bringing in new trailers. We didn't want him to bring in 12 new trailers and then we have to buy all 12 out. So while it's been bought out and changing ownership, we're working on that tract as well. Mere Road bridge replacement is actually much more than 50% complete now. The assembly is complete at the site. Installation is actually better than we had written on this sheet. As of this afternoon, Entergy is had relocated poles in order for us to put in the structure, and they may have that all done and ready for us to tear out the old bridge as early as Monday. So instead of 2 weeks out, we may actually be doing this starting next week, which will work in conjunction with us being ready for Roddy Road to start in June. The 2004 intersection program, which the first of that is the Roddy Road turn lane at Airline. We had the right-of-way kickoff meeting on March 5th, and the right-of-way survey is underway right now. So they're working on right-of-way maps to work toward acquisition for that. For the other 2 turn lanes, we're actually requesting tonight consultant approval to do right-of-way acquisition for 621 at Airline and 929 at Airline, which is the last 2 turn lanes in that package. For LA 932 at 933, that's another right-of-way consultant approval we're asking for tonight to complete the right-of-way on that project. The 2007 road reconstruction program in-house is 95% complete, all asphalt and concrete's laid, and we're asking for substantial completion tonight on that as well because there's only punch list and striping to complete. For the 2007 intersection widening project, Phase 1, which is Van Broussard, Elwyn Dewey, and Duplessis, those are all approximately 70% complete. They're actually starting the asphalt on Elwyn Dewey and Van Broussard now. On Phase 2, which is turn lane at Swamp Road, turn lane at Henry, and a turn lane on Seabro, the acquisition for right-of-way is about 65% complete, and we'll be advertising that project this month for bids. And Phase 3, Highway 429 at 431 turn lane is completed. And that concludes the report if anyone has any questions.
Any questions on the update? If none, we'll move into agenda item number 6, LA 933 at LA 932 intersection, right-of-way consultant selection. Jackie?
I'd like to talk about 6 and 7 together real quick. The consultant selection committee met on both of these projects at the same meeting and came up with a very qualified list of 3 companies. However, it was the committee's recommendation to you guys to choose 2 different companies, whomever they may be, in order to keep projects moving forward and keep things moving at a steady pace. For this first project, we've included the short list, and this is our recommendation for the top 3 qualified companies. If you, we recommend that you choose one from this list.
Okay, committee, Councilman Lohr?
Jackie, going forward, can we have the matrix attached with it so we can kind of see the details of the scores and where, because it looks like some of these they're fairly close.
Very close.
So it would be helpful if we had that besides just the total score.
When you say the matrix, you want the points for each category?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
we can do that.
Do you know off the top of your head what some of the differentiators were?
Yes. These 3 companies all have, basically, the top 2 companies on your list have the same resources. The third company has a sub. They don't have all their internal resources in-house. All of them are qualified companies. They're all capable of doing a great job. The only reason the points are a little bit different is there's a point category for if you've never worked in the parish, you get some points. And there's a point category if you worked in the parish and did a good job, you get some points. Those are where you might have a point or 2 different here or there, but one may be higher and one may be lower. But that's the main 2 categories are resources and experience. And there's 25 points for each of those main categories.
Yeah,
Councilman Kluwer?
yeah, Jackie, just basically kind of, we appreciate the point system and the selection committee, the work they go through to try to get it to where we do have qualified. You feel like that when you bring us the top 3, they're pretty close qualifications, right?
Most definitely.
All right, that any one of the 3 can actually do the job.
That's correct.
You know?
That's correct.
You feel like the quality of work's going to be there.
That's correct. They all have experience in right-of-way work, and they all have very experienced resources on board to do the work. That's why the points are so very close.
Well, looking at it, Mr. Chairman, are we entertaining motions or what we
Yes,
doing?
we need a motion for the consultant at Highway 933 and Highway 932. Out of the three, first was SJB, second was ABMB, and third was Volca. So, entertain a motion to go ahead and select the consultant.
Just given the amount of work that everybody's got, on this particular item, this is the smaller dollar out of the two, huh?
That's correct.
What's the budget?
The estimated budget, I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm just considering number of parcels. You have approximately 3 quadrants, 3 parcels for this job, whereas the other one probably has 4 or 5.
Okay.
And it's usually per parcel.
If this is the smaller of the jobs, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we award this job to Volker.
Motion made by Councilman Kluwat for Volker and Associates. Here, a second. None, motion fails.
I'll make a motion we choose SJB.
Motion on the floor for SJB.
We ain't got many people to make a second there.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Councilman Kluwat. Any other discussion? None, motion passed. Moving to number
Number
7. US 61 at Ascension Parish, Highway 929. This is another
The
intersection.
second portion second project we were discussing.
Okay, the 3 on the short list. First is SJB, second ABMB, third Volca.
I'll make a motion that we choose ABMB.
Motion on the floor,
A second.
second by Councilman Chris Law. Any other discussion? None, motion passed. Number 8, approval of change order in the amount of $3,081.50 for LA 429 and at LA 431, turn lane payable to DOTD.
This is a turn lane that DOTD bid for us and we paid them. To give you the history of how we got to this, we budgeted $170,000 for the turn lane. It actually cost us $127,000. When they were all said and done, they had this extra asphalt amount just because of the way the milling occurred, and they had to go back a little bit further to transition, which led to this $3,000 change order. We recommend approval of it because we have more than this amount in the budget, and it was well under budget.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Councilman Kluwat.
Second.
Second by Councilman Oliver Joseph. Any other discussion? None, motion passed. Number 9, request for Cherry Creek subdivision to close Cherry Creek Drive. Ms. Jackie?
This request came from the Planning Commission. They asked us to discuss the item based on Ricky Compton, the Planning Director, and Mr. Ronnie Fairchild, the DPW Director, and myself. We do not recommend closing the drive for several reasons. One, emergency access. It's always better to have more access for emergency vehicles. Second, we have a connectivity ordinance requiring subdivisions to connect, and closing this would go against connection. And third, you're going to shift the traffic over to the next street. So all the people that are cutting through here are just going to go to Autumn Woods, and then the problem just shifts over to some other residents. So we do not recommend closing Cherry Creek Drive.
I don't have any discussion on the, that's in your district.
That's correct. Yeah, just, I would support the recommendations.
Of the
Yeah,
DPW.
correct.
I'll make that motion to accept DPW recommendation.
Motion by Councilman Oliver Joseph,
Second.
second by Councilman Chris Law. Any discussion? One discussion. If any way possible, we could look at maybe the speed humps on this stretch to maybe slow, some of the traffic down. It would be, I'd appreciate it, yeah.
And what we've done, we've added a lot of those speed cushion requests to a list
Yeah.
for warrants. And as you know, most of everyone knows, we don't have the funds to purchase them. But it is on that list should funds become available for them.
Thank you. No other discussion? None, motion passed. Number 10, four-way stop sign at Bishop Woods, Mulberry, and Hickory Street.
This was at the request of Councilman Pat Bell, and DPW has no objection to this request.
Motion to accept the
Motion
recommendation.
by Councilman Oliver Joseph,
Second.
second by Councilman Kluwat. Any discussion? None, motion passed. Number 11, no parking signs at Emerson Road.
This is at the request of Councilman Thompson for a bus driver who can't get down the road, and we recommend the no parking sign.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilman Kluwat, second
Second.
by Oliver Joseph. Any other discussion? None, motion passed. Number 12, no parking sign at Sagona Road, right-hand side. Councilman Joseph.
Yes, this is a street that they have a church on the corner, and there's a very narrow street, and during church services, people park on the side of this road on the right-hand side, so we're asking to put a no parking. The church is asking to put a no parking sign on that side of the road to keep the road clear. So I'll
Motion.
make that motion.
Motion by Councilman Oliver Joseph, second by Councilman Kluwat. Any other discussion? None, motion passed. Number 13, three-way stop signs at Orchard Lane, Jonathan Alaric, and Orchard Lane at Green Tree. Councilman Shake Snyder's request.
These are both at his request. They're in Pelican Point Golf Community, and we have no objection to
I'll
them.
make that motion.
Motion
Second.
by Councilman Kluwat, second by Councilman Oliver Joseph. Any discussion? None, motion passed. Three-way stop sign at J.D. Broussard Road and Babin Road for Mr. Valentine.
Correct. Came from Councilman Valentine, and we have no objection to
I'll
his
make that
request.
motion.
Motion by Councilman Kluwat,
Second.
second by Councilman Oliver Joseph. Any other discussion? None, motion passed. No parking signs at Fountain Hill Boulevard, at Bluff Road. These are lots 68, 79, 90, 91, and 92.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilman Chris Law,
I'll make the second.
second on
Discussion.
Oliver Joseph.
Yeah.
What's the,
Discussion.
what's the
Recommendation from
What's
the admin?
recommendation?
We have no objection to no parking signs on Fountain Hill.
Any other discussion? None, motion passed. Number 16, Bayou Terrace curve widening, discussion.
It was brought to my attention by the Homeowners Association of Bayou Terrace with approval of Councilman Todd Lambert to look at widening the curves in Bayou Terrace using the Bayou Terrace bond money dedicated for that road. We've done a plan basically adding 3 feet of asphalt to the inside and outside of the left-hand entrance of the curves and 3 feet to the outside of the first curve. We've gotten an estimate for this improvement, the total being $43,007.25. The budget or Bayou Terrace Bond Fund for 2009 had $62,265. We spent $10,679 of that on speed cushions earlier this year, which leaves us $51,586. I feel this is, and DPW feels this is a very good use of their money. It's a safety improvement. The money has to be spent on Bayou Terrace. Therefore, we recommend moving forward with the project.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilman Kluwat,
Second.
second by Councilman Joseph. Any other discussion? None, motion passed. 17, acceptance of a certificate of substantial completion, 07, in-house. Ms. Jackie?
DPW recommends acceptance of this substantial completion. This was our in-house project that we just completed asphalt for last week, and we only have minor punch list items to complete the project.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilman Kluwat. Second by Councilman Chris Lohr. Any other discussion? None, motion passed. 18, roads to be accepted in the parish maintenance system.
For item A, Moss Point subdivision, and B, these are both cleanup items. Portions of this subdivision were accepted in February, and it should have been on that agenda. So we recommend approval. There are no problems with them, and I'll read through one subdivision at a time. Moss Point subdivision includes Kalen's Crossing Drive, Tupelo Trail Avenue, Moss Point Drive entrance, Oak Crossing Avenue, Sycamore Circle, Herons Way Avenue, and Cypress Swamp Drive. And DPW recommends acceptance of those roads.
Make the motion.
Motion by Councilman Chris Lohr.
Second.
Second by Councilman Oliver Joseph. Any other discussion on these roads? None, motion passed.
Item B, Keystone and Galvez first filing parts 3 and 4 include Duval Road, Jadestone Avenue, Marblestone Avenue, Oakstone Drive, Palmstone Avenue, Pebblestone Avenue, Rosestone Avenue, and Tiger Eye Stone Avenue. DPW also recommends acceptance of these roads.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Oliver Joseph, second by Councilman Kluwat. Any discussion? Mr. Kluwat?
Yeah, just quickly on item C, you want to defer on that?
Item C is a very strange case, and we're waiting for legal opinion. The road improvements have been inspected, were re-inspected at the 1-year warranty period. The roads themselves are in good condition. The minor punch list items are taken care of. However, the sewer treatment plant is not installed. There's one business operating with some type of interim system. So we are not sure if the bond, where it says it covers all improvements, even though the treatment plant is private, we are afraid if we accept the road and buildings get built and there is no treatment plant, is there a way they're going to look at us and say, well, you own the road, you need to help us. And so we don't feel comfortable recommending approval at this point without legal's opinion, and Lindsay Manda is looking into that for us.
I will table that item to the next transportation meeting.
Okay, we had a
Second.
second for Keystone by Councilman Kluwat. Any other discussion? None, motion passed. Councilman Joseph wishes to pass on this item.
I'll second.
Second by Councilman Kluwat. Any other discussion? None, motion passed on that. One, when I introduce it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm very excited to introduce our new engineer, Clint Kennerly, who's handling all the production and plan prep and reports that I don't have the time to do anymore. So I'm very glad to introduce him to you all. We're
Thank you
glad
so
to have him
much.
aboard.
Okay, number 19.
Motion.
Motion by
Adjourn.
Councilman Kluwat, second by Councilman Oliver Joseph. All in favor? Motion adjourned.